mindfulness is being in control of your mind rather than your mind being in control of you. Mindfulness is also the foundation of DBT. There's two forms of mindfulness. There's full awareness, which is like your open mind. This is being aware of the present, so your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations. When you're in full awareness, it's without judgment, and it's also without trying to change a situation. The second form of mindfulness is attention control, staying focused on one thing at a time. So if you might ask yourself, like, why would I want to be mindful? Why would anyone want to be proficient at being mindful and at DBT? Mindfulness gives you choices by slowing you down. It slows your thoughts down, it slows your behaviors down, and it slows your emotions down. When you're aware, you can make more effective decisions. It also decreases the chance of making impulsive reactions. We know from research that being mindful increases emotional regulation. It can increase your compassion for yourself and for other people. It helps you make important decisions. It improves and enhances your immune system and your overall health. Mindfulness decreases depression, anxiety, anger, pain, distress, and reactivity. Within mindfulness, there's three states of mind. There's your logical mind, your emotional mind, and your wise mind. And if you think about it with two circles, on one side you have your logic, on one side you have your emotions, and then in the middle you have your wise mind. Wise mind is the balance between your logic and your emotions. When you're in your logical mind, this is what you think is true. It's how you act and think when emotions aren't present. Logic mind is rational, planful, and practical. It's sometimes referred to as your calculated mind. Just when you're in logical mind, you're just stating the facts, things that you can see, things that you can hear, things that are observable. The logic mind helps us to organize information. It's where problem solving happens. A lot of people, when they're in logic mind, can be known as fix-it people. When you're in logical mind, sometimes this can be harmful because it can be seen as lacking connection. Emotional mind, on the other hand, this is what you feel is true. Your thoughts and behaviors can become consumed by your emotions. There's no planning, there's no use of logic, there's no thinking about the consequences. You just become emotionally flooded. There is a physiological response that happens in emotion mind. Your body can have an increase in sensations. This could be increased heart rate, your body temperature rising, or having racing thoughts. Sometimes when we're in emotional mind, we say things we don't mean. We do behaviors that we wouldn't normally do or that maybe go against our value system. We also can act impulsively. So in the middle, we have wise mind. This is the balance between emotional and logical mind. This is what you know is true. In wise mind, you are connected to your emotions while also being reasonable. This is the best place to make decisions. Often what we see is ineffective behaviors happen when someone is in an extreme state of mind. So if they're in really logical mind, then they may feel numb, or they may feel like they're disconnected from people or from their emotions. Therefore, they may self-harm, they may use substances, and they're doing all this to feel something. On the flip side, some kids will act out when they're in emotional mind. They feel so many intense emotions, they lack logic, and therefore they do a harmful behavior or ineffective behavior because they want to release that. They want to use it as a coping skill. To get to wise mind, there are three different what skills. This is what to do to be mindful. There's also three how skills, how to be mindful. I'm going to go over both, what to do to be mindful and how to do it. First, I'll explain the what skills. First, we're going to talk about observing. This is the first what skill in DBT and mindfulness. It is wordless watching. It's being present in the moment. It's observing both the inside and the outside of yourself. So it's observing your surroundings. What do you see? What do you hear? What can you touch? What can you smell? But it's also being aware of what's going on inside of you. What are the emotions you're having? What are the thoughts that are going through your head? Watch these thoughts as they go by as like on a conveyor belt. Don't rush feelings and thoughts. Just let them happen, even if they're painful. Here's how you can practice this. Collect a pen, paper, and alarm clock. Sit comfortably in a chair. Set your alarm for 2 to 3 minutes. Close your eyes. Observe your thoughts as they pop up. Don't judge them, just let them pop up. Each time one pops up, make a tally mark on your piece of paper. Describe is the second what skill. This is putting words to your experience or labeling your observations. For example, I feel mad. My face is hot. My heart is racing. Describe what you observe without interpretation or placing meaning. Stick to just the facts. Another example, I got a D on my math test would be stating the fact. Putting judgment or interpretation on that would be something like, I'm stupid and will never understand math. We cannot observe or describe another person's inner experience. We can only observe or describe what their external features are, their communication, what they're saying, what their behaviors are. Often when we misinterpret other people's behaviors or when other people misinterpret us, then it can trigger or worsen ours or others' emotional state. To practice the describe skill, collect a pen and paper. Pick a topic, something that's controversial. Maybe your kid's behavior, maybe something political. But write down all of the automatic thoughts that you have. Don't judge them, just write. Then when you're done, go back and circle the observable facts. If you're not sure what's observable, again, use your 5 senses. What did the person say? How did I feel? What did I see? The last what skill is participate. This is throwing yourself into the present moment. Don't worry about the past or the future. Become one with whatever you are doing. This means putting your self-conscious, self-doubts aside. This can include thoughts about yourself or even feelings. Fully experience your emotions, including the ones that you may want to avoid. To practice participating, try this game. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable, but participate. It's called sound ball. The first person is going to throw a sound to the second person. So it might be this. Poof. The second person receives the sound by doing the sound back. Poof. Then that person makes a new sound and throws it to a new player. Meow. That person accepts it, meow, and sends forth a new sound. Here you're going to have to put all of your self-judgment, all of your pride on the line and just participate. Now I'm going to talk about the house skills. The first house skill is don't judge. Notice judgments, but don't evaluate them as good or bad. Stick to the observable facts, again, using your 5 senses. Acknowledge the harmful and the helpful, but don't judge it. We can't go through life not making judgments, but we can replace ineffective thoughts or behaviors and judgments with observable facts. For example, he's a jerk can be replaced with he walked away. You're going to have to practice being mindful of your judgments. So do this. Get a piece of paper and a pen. On one column, write down all the judgments you have. This could be about yourself. I failed as a parent. I wasn't good enough. I couldn't keep my kids safe. On the column next to it, write down just the observable facts. My kid has issues that I cannot fix, or my kid is in treatment. The second house skill is to stay focused. This is focusing your attention on one thing at a time. Don't multitask. Let go of distractions. If your attention drifts, bring it back. Controlling the mind takes practice. Here's the practice activity that I want you to do. Look around the room. Get an object. Place the object in front of you. Sit down in a comfortable chair. Set an alarm clock for 2 or 3 minutes. Focus on that object. Describe what it looks like, the color, the texture. When your mind wanders and you catch yourself, bring it back to the object. Just keep practicing turning your mind back. The last house skill is do what works. Be effective. Focus on what works to achieve your wise mind goals. Don't let emotions control your behaviors. Cut the cord between feeling and acting. Play by the rules. Act skillfully. Let go of negative feelings and judgments. They are likely to make the situation worse. Let go of shoulds and should-haves. Now you know the reasons why mindfulness is helpful. It can help you and it can help your loved ones. You have learned the how and the what skills of mindfulness. You must practice. If you struggle in areas, don't judge. Just keep trying. With persistence, you can benefit from these skills.